Well, what is up, all of you Ugnots and Jawas out there, and welcome back to Mando Talk. I am your host, as always, Caleb Keller, and this week joining us on our episode of Mando Talk is none other than Zack Horvath himself. It's always great to have you. First of all, how you doing?
Oh, good, man. I'm just doing my thing, living life,
Yeah,
busy, not a bad thing, but
no,
happy to be here.
absolutely. It's always good to talk Star Wars. I mean, to be fair though, we have so much to talk about. Not really. There's not really a lot. There's not really a lot of stuff going on with Star Wars right now, but we're just gonna make the most of it. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And I do know this though, Zach is a huge Marvel guy, right? I mean,
Huge.
you
Yeah.
would attest to that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna connect some Star Wars things to Marvel tonight. We know Marvel's kind of trending. It seems like it's trending like every other week now.
Yeah.
But they got this new show coming out, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to get to that. But first, there is some off the top things that I would like to do. First of all, make sure you follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Mando Talk. Subscribe to our Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get us. Subscribe and click the bell, whatever you got to do. Rate us, all those good things make us look good. But here's the thing that I wanted to talk about off the top that isn't in Zach's notes that I sent to him because it just came out today. So we're just going to talk about it just real quickly. According to Kevin Scott, so he is part of the High Republic publishing crew. The Acolyte, which is one of our shows that we're really looking
Big
forward
time.
to, did not impact or alter the storytelling plans for the High Republic series of books and comics. So when he was speaking on this, he kind of mentioned the idea that the Acolyte is set at the very end of the High Republic era, which made a lot of fans think, okay, if it's at the end of the High Republic era, maybe it's going to connect. Maybe we'll get some good connection pieces here. Maybe they've set up story to where the Acolyte gets set up perfectly. Well, he kind of shuts it down, and I'll just go ahead and read his quote. He says, "No, I don't think they're going to connect specifically as much as you guys want them to, because I think we were predated, or I think we predated that because we've been working on this for a good number of years now. So what happened was people were getting excited about the High Republic as we were creating it, and there have been all these other plans as well. But the great thing that Star Wars is so good at is taking the things being worked on over here. This thing's been worked on over here, and then let's bring it together." So it's definitely a possibility for those to connect. Now, my personal self, I have not checked out anything with the High Republic yet. That is on my to-do list when I get to the summer months when it's a little more chill on my end. Zach, have you checked out anything with High Republic? Maybe you just read about what people are thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah. I really just read about it. I've tried to keep my finger on the pulse of it because I think it's really cool. And I think we've touched on it before in other podcasts where I'm just happy to see them have a captain of the ship, right? We're going to talk about it a lot today, I'm sure, but um, just them being so open and like, here's our plan, here's what we're doing. That's what I like about the High Republic. And
Right.
am I a big book reader? No, I'm not.
Negative.
Comics, no, any of that stuff. However, I fully support it because I think it's a win for everybody if we can keep that train rolling and
Yeah.
and maybe I'm sure if I jumped into the books, I would
Mhm.
dive in, but
Right.
I just haven't.
Yeah, and I've wanted to get into it. It's just life is so busy right now, and I've actually had a couple of our listeners kind of message us and ask when we're going to talk about the High Republic,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry that we just can't do that right now, but I promise we're going to get to it. But to kind of speak on the Acolyte though real quickly, just this idea of it being at the very end of this High Republic period, uh, right before the prequels that we know and love, for me, just gets my wheels spinning. Like, okay, are they going to really try to connect this deep with the Skywalker saga, set up the prequels better? Or is this just completely brand new characters? What's your kind of headspace on it right now as we're probably like 2 or 3 years out away from this thing?
Right, right, right. So I wouldn't call it a prediction, just a feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be just different. I think it's gonna not maybe, maybe touch on things, like, oh, what was that kind of a thing where like
Hmm.
my wife wouldn't know what it is, but we would see it.
Right.
Um, I I personally kind of hope they do that. I don't need to hear all the other stuff, you
Okay.
know. I want it to be an amazing story because we're finally doing what I've been wanting and we're getting the other side, you know. That's all
Correct.
I want. So
I think we've touched on that before too.
we
Yeah.
we have like I don't want to say I don't care about the stuff we know, like the prequels and all that, but
Right.
I don't. We need to get this right because it's so cool and so much potential that
Yeah.
that's all I care about.
There's a ton of potential, and you make a great point as far as like the people that they're bringing on board for all these projects really bring uniqueness across the board. I mean, I
Yep.
believe it's Leslie Headland. I haven't seen Russian Doll. I think that's the show that she
I've
wrote on
seen it
Netflix.
actually. Hmm.
So let me get your take on that. Like, is there good things in that that could connect to Star Wars? Maybe I don't know because I haven't seen it.
So I mean, that show is crazy. It's
Okay,
very, very, very creative and very well done.
okay,
So
that's good to hear.
we'll take it from there. I mean, was it my favorite show ever? No, but it was very, very creative. I'll just say
Yeah,
that. And you can tell it was well directed and well wrote and all that. So
right.
when I heard that as well, I was like, oh, all right, good.
Now,
That's a win.
is Russian Doll a mystery thriller? Is that the genre? Because I keep
I don't
seeing
actually know.
I keep
I,
getting mystery thriller
I
with like when they're talking about the acolyte, and I don't know if they're applying that to her previous work or if they're saying the acolyte is going to be a mystery thriller. I'm kind of
I
confused
don't
on
know
why they keep
what.
using that term.
Yeah, I don't know what genre Russian Doll would be under. I guess I mean, yeah, I would say mystery thriller's
Okay,
fair.
okay,
It's just it kind of genre bends a little bit.
okay.
So
Well, that's interesting.
it's tough to say, but yeah, like I said, it's a good. I think it's a good thing.
Okay,
I may be
okay.
wrong, but I think it's a good thing.
See, and one of my favorite things too is as soon as they announce like these writers, producers, directors, whatever, I like to go back and check out their previous work to see
Hmm.
maybe, okay, I could see how this would play really great in Star Wars.
Hmm.
So I definitely need to check out Russian Doll. It sounds like
Yeah,
there's not a lot to it that could connect to Star Wars, but at least to get in her headspace of kind of her
yeah.
storytelling traits, I guess you could say.
And if anything, it's worth at least like one sit down and watch.
Hmm.
Maybe not. You don't even have to go all the way through it. Just you'll get the gist of like, all right, this is very well done.
Yeah.
So
Okay. That's good to hear. Good to hear.
yeah,
Well, I wanted to just talk about that off the top because I know we are really excited about the Acolyte because, again, it's peeling back the onion. We're getting to see the bad guys, hopefully. At least that's what we think. And that's what the title picture looked like with the red and the
I
lightsaber
think so,
slashing through the
man.
title.
Come on.
I mean, it's got to be that. It's got to be that. Well, listen, we're going to get into this Marvel connection here off our big topic for this week. And again, not a lot to talk about. So we're just going to dive into this as deep as we can go, probably overly diving into it. But hey, that's what we do here.
Hey,
So
we're just talking, man.
enjoy the ride, baby. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
hop in that Falcon and jump into hyperspace. All right, Kevin Feige. Listen, Star Wars fans, they talk about Kevin Feige so much, respectfully so. He's one of the greatest dudes to ever do the game. But Kevin Feige confirms that he has no involvement with any current Star Wars Disney Plus series. Apparently, rumors of Kevin Feige being more involved in Lucasfilm, like more involved than publicly known, have been going around for years. This is the first time I've honestly heard of this. I know it's something that we've always wanted, but I didn't really attest to that being like actually true. Uh, so yeah, he was talking with Entertainment Weekly, and they just straight up asked him, "Are you involved with anything Star Wars related currently? We know you got your film coming forward, but anything going on with what they've got?" He said, "No, that's all Kathy Kennedy. I'm involved as much as I stay up until midnight LA time to watch new episodes of The Mandalorian when they drop." So, like I said, takeaways. First takeaway is the fact that first time I've ever heard about this, no clue that this was going on. Of course, I would love to see Feige involved. I just have never thought that he was actually currently involved. And then second thing is Feige is way too busy right now to be even touching Star Wars. And just listen to this list. Okay, I didn't even realize it was this much until I actually started listing out the stuff that this dude is doing right now. Black Widow, which we're going to talk about that later. Geez. Eternals, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Loki, Thor, Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel 2, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Black Panther 2, and probably way, 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 way more. Like, that's insane. Like, that's triple the lineup of Star Wars, it seems like.
It's
So there's
insane.
no way this dude's got time to do like touch on the Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or these other things that they've already announced. Those were my just takeaways from this. You got anything to add to that or anything to bounce off of those two takeaways?
Yeah, number one, so I had seen this rumor for a while where people were like, is Kevin coming in to take over? Right? That was a rumor
Okay.
for a little
Okay.
while,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he gonna take Kathy Kennedy's spot? Or all right, no, he's not, but oh, he's working on something. He's gonna be a producer on something. My takeaway is why, if you're Star Wars, if you're Kathy Kennedy,
Uh-huh.
you would have to be so ignorant to not at least talk to him and get him involved in some
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Now, I know he says, yeah, I stay up until midnight. Yeah, that's practiced. He has been talked to about this. They would be so dumb to not get him in the show because in the scheme of getting all the pieces on the table and making it work, he is the GOAT of that. He
Yeah,
has
he really
proven
is.
it.
Currently,
So
yes.
we're talking freaking Star Wars here. You talk about pieces on a table. That's about as good as it gets right there, boys. So,
You're
well,
not
and
lying.
girls, right? So why not get him involved? I'm 50-50 on it. I understand what you're saying where, yeah, he's so busy. You talk about that lineup, hit, hit, hit. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, that's just what we know of. What's
Right.
what's what's like, 4 years from now or 5 years that we've never even heard of yet. It's
Yeah.
just crazy, man.
And I'm
And
looking at that list and there's not a single one that I'm not looking forward to.
exactly. Like that's why I say I'm 50-50. I know he's way too busy, yes. But I want him to be involved with Star Wars. That's my one side. And the other side says I'm very, very upset to hear him say no, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
I just want him to be involved. And then the other 50-50, or the other 50, I guess, would be, come on, he's busy. He's freaking
Yeah.
Marvel. He's the king over there. So
Right.
why he ain't got time?
No, he doesn't. It's like, do you, as a Marvel enthusiast, do you want him to back away from that IP to focus on Star Wars? Like, is
Yeah.
that something you're willing to give up?
Mm, nah, nah,
Yeah, I know.
nah. Too
Because
greedy, man.
in my opinion, like, yeah, I know Kathy Kennedy, we've talked about this on and on. Like, we've had issues in the past, no doubt, with Kathy Kennedy and the way that the sequels landed.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that Star Wars is in a great spot right now. So I don't see the need in changing those roles currently.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to go ahead and get to our last final Kevin Feige point here that I had. And it's just him saying the LA Times staying up late to watch The Mandalorian. It's just the simple things like that that make me really appreciate Feige. He's one of us, and that's what makes me so excited about him at least getting one film. I know people out there have speculated and thrown rumors around that maybe if his one film lands, he'll keep working in the
Mm.
Star Wars franchise. Who knows? I don't know if I've ever really heard your take on Feige's film though. So like any thoughts on that before we move away from Kevin Feige?
Yeah, all I'll say is like I'm just excited to have him involved. Going back to kind of what I said there earlier with the 50-50 thing. I can't believe he has time to work on this. First of all, like
Correct.
we said, but I'm just happy to hear him throw that little nugget in there about him being excited about Star Wars. That's enough for me. Like you don't
Mhm.
have to lay it on thick, and he's good at what he does, but I think he's being genuine in that he really is excited to
I
watch
think
this.
so too. Like there's a picture that I always see of his desk, his office, and he's got all this Marvel stuff surrounding him, but right there in the middle of his desk is R2D2. And I've
Yeah.
always just loved that because I think eventually, I think we got to have patience. Eventually, he's going to get more involved with it, I think, because there's still
I
probably a
think so.
lot of, I think there's a lot of life left in his career. And at one point, I think professionals get to the point where, okay, what's the next challenge? Feige is still obviously feeling challenged with Marvel, but I think
Yeah.
there's going to come a time where he'll feel challenged enough to go and think, okay, what can I do with Star Wars next?
And I think it's not going to be as simple as that, or I should say as straightforward as that. I
Okay.
think it's going to be he moves up at Disney, which
Oh,
in
okay.
turn means he works on Star
Okay,
Wars.
okay, that makes sense. That would make
Now,
sense.
I'm being nitpicky, but I'm just saying, like, I think that's his future.
Yeah.
Like, I
No,
think that's, I mean, he's the top, like I said, he's the king of Marvel right now. You
yeah, he
can't
is.
go any farther than him. So
Nope.
that's really his next step. And what I would think he would do is kind of oversee all their movies, right?
Right.
Um,
All of Disney,
is
like the Marvel, Star
yeah,
Wars,
Marvel,
all of,
Star
okay.
Wars,
Gotcha.
Lucasfilm, or whatever. I don't
Okay,
know
right.
what's all under that umbrella, but I think that would be his next step. But man,
And then get John
he's
Favreau in there. Anyway.
yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, come on, John Favreau, Dave Filoni, you keep that team together.
uh
Mm, mm,
yeah,
mm,
good things coming, and I think Feige eventually. I mean, he's already going to get involved with his one film. I think
mm.
eventually we're going to see some more creative, whatever role it is, creative involvement with Star Wars moving forward. We just got to be patient.
I agree,
Okay, so
100%.
the next thing that we're going to talk about, we're still going down that Marvel lane, and it's all about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out, I guess,
Last Friday.
as you're hearing this 2 weeks ago. As you're hearing this, we've now seen 2 episodes of Falcon
That's
and the
right.
Winter Soldier. We
That's right.
obviously, while we're recording this, haven't seen the second one yet. But anyway, on its premiere, Falcon and the Winter Soldier tops The Mandalorian and WandaVision for most watched premiere on Disney Plus. And I just real quickly wanted to comment on that connected to Star Wars. I think that bodes well for the Mandalorian and Star Wars projects moving forward. I have always said this, and you can follow us on Twitter at Mando Talk. I think I've sent out like 3 tweets regarding this topic. The success of WandaVision and hopefully the success of Falcon and the Winter Soldier brings more subscribers to Disney Plus. More subscribers to Disney Plus gets more eyes on Star Wars. And let's be honest, I hate this personally because I'm a bigger Star Wars fan, but Marvel is moving the needle more right now. Let's just call it how it is.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it is what it is. And they've earned it, right?
right.
They've earned all of that. But I agree with you that it's a win-win. Okay.
Yes.
And it's not fan bases versus fan bases at this point. It's
Right.
Disney Plus. We've talked about it before. That is what they got their sights on.
Mhm.
And knock on wood, they are doing a great job so far on
Yeah.
both teams, Lucasfilm and Marvel.
Right.
Because Mandalorian, amazing,
Yep.
amazing. WandaVision, amazing. Episode 1 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, pretty dang good. It's hard to tell at one episode, but
Right. Correct.
so far, I mean, I'm hooked. So
Yeah.
it did its job, and I'm hooked. So I mean, I'm just excited to hear that they're knocking it out of the park.
Mhm.
People are clicking it. They're watching it. That's a big difference. I see a billion things on Netflix, but I watch a little bit of them. So the fact that
Right.
people are actually watching is good. Do I think the stat itself is that big of a deal? I don't think it's a fair stat,
No, I
right?
was going to go down that lane too. You're 100% correct, honestly.
Like, okay, yeah, it tops Mandalorian and WandaVision, but it's the third one to the party. Like
Right. Well,
the
and Mandalorian is what launched the whole
that's
thing.
what I'm saying.
So,
Mando's throwing the party.
yeah.
WandaVision showed up with some buddies, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier get
Okay.
up and go, "Oh,
So
what up?"
WandaVision showed up with the pizza to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
party. And
that's right.
then Falcon and the Winter Soldier really late into the night showed up with the
Yep.
tacos when everybody's really, really craving some
That's
things.
right. Everybody's already there. It's kind of a lull in the party. You're like, oh, what's
Yeah.
going to happen next? And then they come in. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm happy to see it. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
I want it to be this for every show. I want it to be, oh, Loki comes out, boom, awesome.
World premiere number
Tops
one.
blah blah blah. And then whatever's next, boom, tops it. Like I
Correct.
want to keep seeing this because again, it's a win for everyone. We got to keep this train rolling. That way when we get to Book of Boba Fett, we're hungry for some Star Wars, right?
Right. And that's
Well,
actually
we're getting some bad. When's the Bad Batch come
Bad
out?
Batch. May the 4th, baby. May
May
the
the 4th.
4th.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to say it and get roasted,
But I
But
mean, live action is gonna
yeah,
be what gets the clicks.
yeah. And
Bad
to
Batch
be
isn't gonna
honest,
take the biggest premiere of Disney Plus. It's just not gonna happen.
it probably won't. But I still think like this Disney Plus, I guess we'll still call it a beta test at this point. I mean, it's not, but it is because they've never done anything like this, right?
Right.
Star Wars really hasn't.
Nope.
Marvel has touched on it with Agents of Shield, but like this is really uncharted territory. And so once we get to Book of Boba Fett, I'm going to be dying for Star Wars content.
Dude, you're not lying. And I'm hoping that first of all, we've touched I think I tweeted about this a couple of days ago. I think it's Disney's vision for a Marvel IP to come out. It becomes the number one premiere. Next, maybe another Marvel premiere because they've just got so much content going on.
Yeah,
The next number one premiere. And their goal is, though, when the Star Wars comes out, that's the new world premiere. Then when the next Marvel one comes out,
exactly.
premiere number one. That's their business model because if that keeps happening, that means the platform is continuing to grow.
That's
So,
right.
and back to your point about this whole like fan base or personally, and this is something I always struggled with at first because Marvel was killing it and I was salty, to be fair, early on in the Marvel thing. But man, when COVID happened, I had a lot of free time. I decided, you know what? I'm going to sit down, watch every single one of these MCU movies chronologically, not the release order, but like timeline. Credit where credit's due. You can't compare the two. I'm happy for both platforms, both parties, both projects. And again, when one's successful, that's only going to help the other.
Especially now, like now more than ever, it's a team. Like
Right.
we need them all to be good, and that's why I'm happy. We were just talking before the show, and I was happy to hear that we're getting into Marvel a little bit. I know this is a Star Wars podcast, but now more than ever, it's more than that. It's Disney. Like as much as I don't want to say that because, I mean, yeah, but it's one thing. Like it's a win-win. Right. They need to be focused. They seem like they are. I'm happy to see it. Marvel's good, man. Like if you sit down, if you're a listener and you haven't watched Marvel and you do like Star Wars, at least give it a chance.
Yeah. Give it
because
a shot.
I think it could be worth your time. It ain't for everyone.
Right.
But man, there's some good ones in there. And there's like 22 movies. So if anything, you can pick and choose some that are good.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Well, listen, speaking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there was also something new that came out today that wasn't on the notes I sent you as well. And that is Sebastian Stan was on Good Morning America, and he was actually asked about, would you ever take the role of Luke Skywalker? And here's what he said. Oh, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Okay. If Mark Hamill calls me personally to tell me that he feels inclined to share this role with me, then I'll believe it. Until then, I won't believe it. So, I mean, it's not going to happen. Let's just be real. It's not going to happen. But man, wouldn't he be perfect as that role, at least visually?
Yeah. Oh, visually for sure. But he's an amazing actor. So,
yeah, he is.
I mean, I see no bad idea about getting him in there to play Luke, but it's not gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
At least soon. And the way he words that tells us that there ain't they haven't at least come to him about it.
Right.
Now we have to remember this. I do this myself. These actors, they're just employees.
They're just getting a paycheck.
That's right. So I do this myself where I'm like, oh man, you've got Ryan Reynolds, right? We're talking top of the line. He's still kind of just an actor at this point. Like he has more pull as a writer I would say, for Deadpool than he does as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Sebastian Stan worded it like that makes me think that he hopes it, obviously for a job, but he
Right.
respects the role. He realizes how big of a deal it is, and it's not just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that'd be cool, whatever. Like he's being very serious about it. So I was
Yeah.
happy to. I know we didn't talk about it before, but I was happy to see it as well.
Right. And I think like the fact that he's obviously very serious and he would have to get Hamill's blessing basically to play
Yeah,
the
I mean,
role.
because my goodness, you talk about jumping into a role people love. I mean,
Yeah.
what's his name? Alden, is that his name?
Yeah. Aaron Wright. I
Yeah,
always mess
Aaron
up his
Wright
last
getting into
name.
Han Solo. I mean,
Yeah. And Harrison
that
said that he crushed it.
yeah,
Harrison Ford
I
was like,
mean,
he
I
did the
thought he was
job.
pretty dang good as Han. Like I
Hmm.
didn't hate it, but um, I thought he was pretty dang good.
I
So
did too. He did good enough for me to want more from him, honestly.
he did good. The way I describe it is he did good enough. By the end of the movie, I was saying he's Han Solo.
Mm, I like that.
Not that he's a replacement of Harrison
Oh no,
Ford,
you
but
can't
that
replace Harrison
that's
Ford,
what I mean. But he like, okay, when I looked at him, I didn't see the dude who looks like Han Solo. I said, that's Han Solo. And I mean, Donald Glover, 4 seconds in the movie, I'm like, oh, there's
man.
Lando, you know. So
Yeah,
that's what I mean by that. And so that's the biggest compliment I can give, I feel like.
yeah,
So
no, and that's a great compliment. I mean, that's a win in my opinion. If you were walking out of Solo saying that's the next
yeah,
Han Solo, I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
I,
all
I
for it.
actually, I actually didn't see that movie in theaters. Hot take, I guess, but
No,
didn't
you're
see
not
it
the
in
only one
theaters.
on the Mando Talk panel. I don't think Nolan or
Yeah.
BA went to see that in theater.
It didn't hype me up,
Man,
man.
you know what? All those at home listening, wherever you're listening, roast these guys. These guys that didn't go see it in theater or why we're not getting a Solo 2 because it didn't make
That's
enough
fair.
money.
That's fair. Roast away, man. It literally just flew under my radar. I was
Well,
just like,
and I,
eh.
I know what we don't want to dive deep in this lane, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think the
Sorry.
release date of that Solo
100%.
was a
100%,
mistake. I
dude.
mean, wasn't Infinity War? Didn't Infinity
That
War come
is
out
the
that
reason
summer?
I didn't see that movie, is because it came out like in a super hot time. Let me
I
look. While
believe
you
Deadpool,
keep talking, and I'll do some
and
research
I'll
here.
I'll kind of put my remembering on.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Deadpool 2 came out, and I also believe Infinity War came out that same summer.
May 25th, 2018 is the day it came out.
Okay.
So we're gonna look up. I wanna say Infinity War came out like,
Right there almost.
yeah. Let's see. Ba, ba,
If
ba,
I had to
ba,
guess, it came
ba.
out
April
before.
27th.
Okay.
So about a month before.
Right. And so
But
people that are big into going, or not necessarily big into going to movies, but go to an occasional movie, they're probably going to pick Infinity War over Solo.
yeah, and
Again, let's
after,
call it how we see it.
if you have seen Infinity War, you're like, all right, I've had my fill of movies for a second, because it's a pretty
Yeah.
heavy movie.
True.
And
True.
then Deadpool 2 came out a week later after,
After,
yeah, or about a week and a half after Infinity War.
oh,
So it was
okay.
Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Solo.
Mm,
So that's why I went and saw Infinity War, went and saw Deadpool 2, did not go see Solo.
interesting.
Yeah. What a
Okay.
summer, by the way.
Yeah,
2018
that's
summer.
loaded, man.
Hot
That's loaded.
summer. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go off the
No,
rails here,
no,
but
you're great, man. Like
um
we said at the top, I mean, not a lot of Star Wars news, but we're diving into it, having fun with it.
yeah, for sure.
But back to the Sebastian Stan. I mean,
Yeah.
and I know we were talking about how Marvel and Star Wars are kind of on the same team now,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think, and again, I am not like a business exec or like a marketing knowledgeable human being whatsoever. But I do think that as a person outside of like the fan community, like we're inside,
Mm-hmm.
if you see Sebastian Stan as the lead role for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as one of the lead roles, but then you turn around and you see that same guy as the lead role as Luke Skywalker, I mean, would that be an issue to maybe people outside of our lane?
Um, that's a great question. I'm trying to think of someone like, maybe like my grandmother or something. Um, Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends. Like for me, I see him as the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
right? Like he's the Winter Soldier. However, I've never seen him in the Luke Skywalker role. So
Correct. Other than
going
fan
back
made
to the
pictures.
Donald Glover, well, yeah, but going back to the Donald Glover thing, like, it's Donald Glover. Then you, like I said, you see him for 5 minutes and you're like, oh my God, that's Lando. Like,
Yeah.
that's Lando. So it could be that where I go, yeah, he's Winter Soldier, but nah, he's Luke. So I say it depends on the execution, which is a
Okay.
political answer, but I think that's the fact of it.
Fair enough.
Hard to tell.
Fair enough. All right. Well, listen, that actually, I was going to say that's our last Marvel connection, but I just realized that it wasn't. Man, we're going deep in Marvel tonight.
Well, I mean, it connects to Star Wars,
Right. No, I think it does too.
Don't worry.
100%. So here is that, and this is the last one, unless we just come up with something else to talk about, which is perfectly fine. Disney announces that Black Widow is going to premiere in theaters and Disney Plus with premiere access on July 9th. Now, on the surface, that's you're probably thinking
You're like,
that
whoa,
doesn't
you guys just lied. Now,
that doesn't connect Star Wars at all, but it made me think. It got me thinking, like, is this something that we want to see Disney do with Star Wars films in the future? And I threw that out there on Twitter, and I believe as of right now, and it might change, it's 50-50. 50 say, yes, do it simultaneously, put it in the theaters and Disney Plus at the same time. But then the other ones are like, nope, just theater exclusive. So, Zach, what's your take on that?
I think I'm right in line with the poll. I think I'm 50 50
50-50.
on it, dude. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know if I can give you an answer. So, coming from where I sit right now in 2021, I miss movie premieres so
Dude,
much.
me too.
So much. Like, I want to sit in a movie theater and have it packed to the brim, not
Yeah.
have to worry about COVID as much or at all, whatever it comes to be, and just enjoy a movie with people. I miss
Yeah.
that more than almost anything in this COVID. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie to you.
no, I agree.
Um, because so many good things have gotten pushed and moved and delayed and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, well, just plop it down on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win because I can just watch it with my family. It's great. It's easy. It's convenient. Cool. The $30 thing kind of that
I
rubs
don't
me the
like
wrong way
that.
a little bit.
That's the one thing that's telling me no, only do it in theater still. I am
That's
not
fair
personally willing to spend $30 on something when I
that
would
you
rather
paid.
spend dollars to enjoy it in a theater.
Well, you already pay $8 or $7 or whatever it is
Correct.
to see it. And I don't understand their business plan on it because they're dropping the Pixar movies for free. Like they're dropping
True.
the new Pixar movie on Disney Plus. They did
Yeah,
it with Soul, and they're
they
doing
do
it
it.
with the Luca movie. The reason I'm
Okay.
I'm locked into Pixar is I have a 1.5-year-old.
No, that's fair. I mean, Pixar
So,
makes awesome
but
movies.
that's where I'm going with it is those movies are so good. Like Soul, amazing movie.
It was a good movie.
Very, very adult, I would say, in terms of the themes. But
Hmm.
my daughter loves it because it's bright. It's got a bunch of jazz music in it, and she just loves it. Luca looks amazing too. So why would they drop Luca on the Disney Plus and then make us pay for Raya and the Last Dragon, which I just paid $30 to see?
Was it
Or
worth the $30?
I don't know. It's a really good movie. It's a
Okay.
really, really good
Okay.
movie.
Hey, Star Wars plug there. Kelly Marie Tran, I believe, is the
That
lead
is, and she
voice.
kills it. She kills
Okay.
it in the role.
Great. I love to hear
Great.
that, man.
It's a great movie. She did great. But yeah, I'm getting way off into the
No, you're
Marvel
good,
or the
man. You're
the Disney
good.
Plus weeds, really. But all this to say, I assume they're dropping the Pixar stuff for free because it's honestly more of a kids platform. If you look at the Disney scope of everything, it's kids stuff.
Mm,
So that's the only thing I can think. And going to your question of, do I want to see Star Wars do this? I don't think I do. I,
okay.
I don't I
That's good
don't
to
think I
hear.
do. And I know a lot of people love it because they don't have to get out and they don't have to do all that. They can watch it at their house. But going back
Mhm.
to what I said, I just miss the movies. I
Same.
love movies. And I didn't realize how much I loved movies until I didn't have
Yeah.
it.
And see, I think that if you if we were to ask ourselves this question and everything was normal and we were still going to the movies, like
One,
me being a homebody, I would probably be like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'd
yes.
love to watch it at home instead.
If you asked me this in like 2019, I'd be like, oh
Uh,
my God, dude, yes, please, I'm begging you. Can you please do that?
yeah.
But having lived through that for a year,
Mhm.
no, no, I want to go.
Right.
Keep doing it. Like if you want to do it, great. But I'm going to the movies. Like
Same.
everybody get vaccinated, whatever it takes. We're going to the movies, and I want it freaking filled to the brim with hooping and hollering and crying. And I want to get
Yeah.
hype again. Because you and I, we saw the Star Wars premieres together.
Yep.
And you talk about,
Stood in
dude, you
line together.
stood in line. You talk about hype, man.
It was
You
hype.
talk about hype. I
I
then
miss
that's
that.
the Force Awakens one is the one I will never forget for my entire life.
Yeah.
Force Awakens premiere was great. Last
Dude, the
Jedi was
moment
great.
when
Like,
I still get chills to this day thinking about it. When the premiere, I was watching The Force Awakens, and the moment where Ray reaches out and the lightsaber comes flying
dude,
to her, chill. I just got chills right now talking about it. Uh, and I'm starting to get kind of a little emotional. But
yeah,
anyway, uh,
exactly. You're
Star
proving my
Wars,
point.
Star Wars was so back, man, and
You're
everyone
proving
was so
my
hype.
point.
And man, I can't wait for that moment
You
again.
don't get that on your freaking couch,
No, you
people.
don't.
You
You
don't.
don't.
You're like, oh, that's cool. But you don't feel it in your chest. And
Right.
everyone goes, ah, like the best I've ever seen of all time in a movie theater. Number two is probably Force Awakens.
Okay.
Number one, Avengers Endgame.
In game. The Avengers Assemble moment.
That will never be topped. I don't want to go into spoilers. If you haven't seen it, again, go watch. You got to watch them all to really get the in-game stuff. But
True.
man, there's so many moments in there that people were jumping in the theater, like crying, jumping, screaming. You just don't get that when you're sitting on the couch. My wife and I are looking at each other. You like that? Oh, you liked it? Yeah, cool. All right, cool. It's
Oh,
just the
you're
same.
not wrong.
But that's just how I feel about it, and that's an opinion. I'm sure for other people it's great. They don't have to get out, whatever. But
Yeah.
I
Well,
want to go back to the movies.
I do think too, though, and this is connecting back to another trending thing out there in fan base community.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about Zack Snyder's Justice League for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that that went to streaming, because you could not put that movie in theater. No one's going to sit in theater for 4 hours.
I'm not. I would not go.
But the streaming avenue allows you to do that and allows you to go deeper into storytelling. That's one positive toward going both routes.
I mean, it's a great point. I agree with you 100% because I would not have gone and seen that in the movie theater.
Me
The
either.
Zack Snyder
That was
Justice
the
League.
perfect movie to do a streaming
Dude,
platform on.
it makes me so upset because it was the perfect, just the whole everything about that execution was beautiful. The
Mhm.
marketing, the release, the Snyder cut. Oh my God, it's actually happening. Oh my God, it's coming to HBO Max. Oh my God, it's 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And then boom, here you go. You got HBO Max. You get to watch it at your house. You talk about a movie that is perfect for a streaming service.
Mhm.
It's Justice League. The
It
fact
is.
if you haven't watched Justice League, there's not a spoiler. He chops it into parts like a
Right.
book or like a TV show. Perfect call by him. Perfect
Yes.
call. And
And
it didn't change the movie at all, but it
right.
gave me breathe points where I go, oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's actually helped us out here on my home front because Maddie was not going to sit there and watch the full 4 hours,
Oh yeah.
but I am able to get a second viewing of the thing because she's like, okay, I'll watch it with you in a TV show format with
Yeah.
those parts. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, Taylor tried to watch it. She liked it, but she fell asleep. Like it's
Right.
just how
It's
it
just so
happened.
long. So
It's
long.
so long. In the first half, yeah, it's just kind of slow, but man, I I think that's a great testament. And
Yeah.
if that brings us more Star Wars long form content, I'm
Hmm.
all in. I if anything, we're talking about COVID and how it's changed our theater mindset.
Hmm.
It's really changed my streaming mindset where I wanted all my streaming, drop it all. I want to binge it. I just want to get done with it. I am not there anymore. I want weekly shows and I want I want a billion episodes. Like I want it as deep and as long as you want to go
Yeah.
because I'm here for it. And I got time. My brain is used to this format now and I just want to dig into it. I I'm straight up old man mode. I watch with closed captions now because I want to know every single word they're saying.
Oh, same.
And
My method is actually first watch, no captions, but second watch, I'm putting them on. Like
mm,
if it's a project that I'm interested in watching
yeah,
multiple
I
times.
so I guess I did that on The Mandalorian actually. I watched it the first time without captions and then the
Hmm.
second time. I didn't mean to do that. I just did it that way. And it was awesome because I catch myself reading the captions, right? You don't
Yeah,
enjoy it as much.
correct.
So, yeah, I agree with you on that. But just going back to Disney Plus and dropping it on streaming, I vote no on it.
Hmm.
Exclusive streaming.
Right.
I vote if I had to freaking sit down and vote, do them both, give people a chance, and then you want to go to the movies? Go. You want to watch at home for $30 or whatever they keep it to be?
Hmm.
Great.
Okay. No,
What is that? Is that you? You say no? Straight no or
I'm just not a fan of this premiere access thing. Like I'm always just going to be committed to the theater if
mm.
it's just going to be $30 to get
Well,
premiere
dude,
access.
it's the $30 for me. I'll pay ten
It's the
dollars.
$30 for me for sure.
Like I'll pay $10, like 10 or 15 maybe.
Yeah.
But $30, that just hurts
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yeah, it does.
man, $30 and I don't get to keep it. Like it's just
Right.
I get early access to it. It's going to be on there for free in a month. Like why would I do it?
Yeah,
That's how
no,
I
that's a
feel.
great point. But yeah, my opinion on it, again, if you had asked me outside of this year, I'd been like, yeah, put it on streaming so I can see it immediately.
Yep.
But right now, take me back to theater, take me back to those incredible moments with all those Star Wars teary-eyed,
Oh
emotional,
man.
chilling things that
Hype.
happened.
Uh,
Uh, and man, we still have a ways to go to see that next Star Wars movie moment. I mean, I think it's Rogue Squadron. Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron will be the
is that
next
the
one,
next
next film, unless it's Taika's. But I believe Patty Jenkins is coming first because I mean
do we know a date on that? I don't know off the top of my head. Do we have a
I
date?
don't know off the top either,
I don't know if we do, but
uh, but they haven't
man,
released any info about. I mean, they announced Taika's first, but
mm.
we don't have like a title or anything regarding his.
And
So
I'm not upset about waiting on it just happened to work this way, but I'm not upset about waiting for in-person Star Wars because I want it to be back to somewhat normal so we can all get hype in a theater, to be
agreed,
honest.
one
Um,
thousand percent.
but yeah, I don't know. Let us know. Tweet at us. What's your thoughts? Or leave a comment. You
Yeah,
know,
do
let's get a
that.
conversation going on this because I want to know how people feel about it as
Right.
well. And if you're stayed around on the podcast this long, I know you got that Twitter. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, that is all of our Marvel connections this week, man. I mean, we made a ton. I mean, we even snuck in Zack Snyder's Justice League there,
Dude, we
just
just boom, boom.
casually.
You got comics, boom. You got comics, boom.
Well, it was fun, man. I'm glad that I got to do this episode with you because I know you love the Marvel community, but I also
Yep.
know that, I mean, I texted you immediately after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I texted you immediately after Zack Snyder's Justice League.
And what I say to Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think I'm pretty sure I just said I'm in. I may have said I'm all in. I may have said that.
Let's go, baby. That's got to be one of our new lines. So we got
Yeah.
fair enough, and we got I'm all
I'm
in,
all
baby.
in on it.
Well, listen, I appreciate those of you out there that continue to listen. Man, I was thinking about this today. Like, it's incredibly humbling. Like, regardless of numbers, stats, it does not matter. It's humbling just the fact that there's people out there that care to listen to this Southern redneck from Tennessee talk about
Yeah.
Star Wars. I mean, that's just mind blowing sometimes. So I really appreciate all of you out there that continue to support us. And you know what to do to continue to support us. Follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Mando Talk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like Zack said, comment on YouTube. We love to talk to you guys. That's the best part of doing all this. And let us know your input on those things that we've talked about. What do you want to see from Kevin Feige in Star Wars? do you think that Disney Plus, as new projects keep coming out, that Star Wars is just going to keep growing and growing and growing? And what do you think about this idea of streaming versus theater or both at the same time? Let us know in the YouTube comments. That's a great area for us to just conveniently talk about it right below this video and this discussion. And as always, subscribe. Do what you got to do to make us look good.
Of course, you got to ring that bell. And now what the kids say?
Yeah, click the
Ring the
bell.
bell. Yeah, there you go.
Ding.
Yeah, there you go.
Zach, I appreciate you being on this week. I'm really glad we got to talk about a topic that you and I both are really passionate about. I
Yep.
mean, again, we got Star Wars, which is my number one passion, but we got all those plugs in there this week.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. It's always a good time. I love the show. It's fun. I love talking to you. So thanks for
Absolutely.
having me.
Well, we're definitely going to get Zach back on at some point. I mean, it seems like we're kind of getting this once a month, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I
see
don't
if we
know.
can keep it
You
going.
cutting that check, boy. You know what I'm saying? No, I was kidding.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We hope that you have a blessed week. And as always, we have spoken.